Hi, I here. This is a reading for the sign of Cancer. We're going to do a Celtic cross spread, and then we're going to pull a few cards from the shadow deck. So let's just see what happens. So reading for the sign of Cancer. Alright, so remember, however these cards resonate with you is what you should go with. I'm just going to give my interpretation of what these would mean if I were reading them for myself. But this should be a message for the sign of Cancer, however that appears in your chart, or whatever that means to you or to anyone you know. This is Cancer energy here. So we're going to see what the Celtic cross just shows us. And let's see what we get. Okay, so here we go. The Wheel of Fortune. The Hanged Man. The Seven of Swords. The Tower. The Fool. Ooh. The Two of Cups. The Prince of Wands. The Ace of Cups. The Nine of Swords. And the Queen of Swords. And we'll wait and see what we do not see coming at the bottom of the deck in a minute. Let's look at everything that just sort of has played out here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the present moment, which means some sort of new karmic event is going to occur. Some kind of new opportunity is going to begin that is usually considered to be something in our favor. But we have the Hangman that crosses it. So perhaps there's a new opportunity that is opening, and there's some hesitation about how to react to this new opening. What is in the past just before this moment, we have the Seven of Swords. And so with the Seven of Swords, there is some sort of, say it's the futility card. I usually think of this card as being related to some sort of trickery that is occurring, some sort of deception, maybe for good reason, but it's representing something that is not entirely clear or honest. So here we see a sword that's being stabbed by several other swords. It's looking not super fun there, but perhaps how we could interpret this in the past is that maybe you're in some kind of job where you have to sort of say what you have to say to get done what you need to get done, and you don't really feel like you're being true to what you are trying to put into the world. And so you've got these little swords sort of stabbing at the main sword that's thrusting you forward, and so it's sort of deceiving itself. These are thoughts that are sort of attacking themselves. So maybe you've been really wrestling with, what you want to do with your time, and some new opportunity has hopped in your lap, and now you're still in a position of inaction, waiting to see, is this what I want to pursue or not? And what we have going forward there with the tower, I would say, is probably giving you some nice indication that if you don't act, something's going to happen for you, whether you like it or not. There's going to be some sort of event that's going to force you to have to deal with whatever it is that you are not making a decision about. What is fueling your unconscious energy, here we have the Fool. And so, yeah, even though you seem sort of in suspended animation and unsure of how you want to sort of be more true to yourself and how do you feel like you want to react to some new opportunity, again, you don't really have a choice. The choice will be made for you if you do not act. But it seems like the Fool here is saying that you don't really want to act. You just sort of want to be open to whatever happens. And perhaps maybe that is the right way to approach it for some time. We have the Two of Cups, which is usually a nice sign of union. It's the love card, but it really means the coming together of two forces. So I don't know. Maybe you've got some good luck on your side, but you have to seize the day, or eventually, what you are sort of picking your brain over to make sense of, to get out of this situation, it's going to pass you up, and you're going to have to make a choice whether you like it or not. So, the fool is not one of inaction, he's just one of sort of thoughtless action. So maybe the idea here is to just stop worrying so much, act, make some choice, and whatever you choose to do should hopefully work out for the best for you, with whatever new unions come from this. But again, you want to make this choice and act before you get to this tower. So if you see an opportunity, if you see and understand what it is that this fortune is that's being presented to you, identify it, take the time to think about it, look at it from all directions. But once you figure out what it is, take this leap, and it should work out well for you. Now, your present energy, your general energy is we have the Prince of Wands. So that is to me saying that, so the prince is usually the Rider-Waite knights. So this is someone who is going to be putting out into the world, taking forward what is his suit represents, and trying to send that into whatever environment he's living in. So, given that you're in this situation where you've got some new opportunity and you're sort of beating yourself up about how you want to react to it, you want to be the fool. You want to jump out and just act. You want to just go with your gut and see what works. So don't let your mind distract you from being able to make this decision and just leap into this new opportunity. Because in the environment that you are in this present situation is the Ace of Cups. So again, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups. You have something nice that has come into your life, and whatever it is, you do need to take the time to make sure you understand it. But take this leap of faith, and you will find a nice positive result from whatever it is that you are unifying in this idea, whatever thing you're coming together with someone else to build. Jump on this before you reach this tower in the center. Because we see over here what you are most afraid of, what you do not want, is the Nine of Swords. This is letting your thoughts just overwhelm and destroy you, letting your thoughts isolate you and punish you. It's the card of cruelty, in the sense that it's your mind weighing all of these different thoughts down and pressuring you and keeping you in the state of inaction and missing this opportunity, this fortune that you've just nicely rolled up on. And so the likely outcome we have here is the Queen of Swords, which could go kind of in two directions. I mean, again, it seems like this reading is giving us an idea where we're trying to avoid letting our thoughts sort of control us and get to a point where we are able to, act rather than be pinned down by the cruelty and the pressure and the weight of our thoughts, which lead us to this inaction and eventually this tower where the opportunity is possibly lost because of some disaster, that we did not take action when we needed to. Okay, so in that sense, the Queen of Swords here is a little bit worrying. It does make me kind of wonder if maybe you are going to pass up and miss this opportunity. But it's the Queen, so maybe one way to interpret this is the solution should come not just from fearing your thoughts. Don't just be the fool. Act with some level of precision and care, but let it be nurturing. Right, the Queen of Swords is this swords energy, this thought energy, the ideas, that would normally be weighing you down and really hurting you. Let her be a nurturing force that allows you to make more positive and constructive decisions that can navigate you to this loving opportunity that you want, and avoiding this tower that you do not want. So let's see, what do we not see coming here? The Lovers. Well, maybe that's the whole idea here, right? We are in a position where we are not feeling like we're being true and honest with ourselves. Our thoughts are sort of attacking themselves, and we're feeling like a shell of what we could be. A nice opportunity is presenting itself, but we are not really acting on it, most likely because this opportunity is going to require us to make a choice between two things that one of them is going to lead to something positive, one of them most likely will not. And if we do not make a choice, eventually the choice is going to be made for us. So we need to have an optimistic attitude and take this leap of faith that the thing that our intuition is telling us is going to work is going to lead us to a positive place, which is exactly, again, this is the Prince of Wands. This is this positive energy that we are currently in. We need to use that and not let our thoughts weigh us down and be free like the fool to act, commit to this new opportunity, avoid the negative thoughts that are trying to weigh us down, and let the positive intellectual part of our brain that is not hurting us but helping us refine and become better, let that be the thing that's leading us forward. Okay? So that's pretty cool. Okay, that's not bad. That's a pretty nice little read. So let's see what the shadow deck is going to tell us. So let's move the pendant here. Okay. So this is going to tell us a little bit more about what is happening in the shadows, how we maybe feel about what we're dealing with here, any kind of thing that is maybe sort of under the hood, as I like to think about it. Yep, not the best shuffle there. It's okay, we can get a few more in. So I'm going to draw 3 of these, and then we will see what is on the bottom of the deck, and that will be all we will do for today. Oh, let's try that again. That was not good. That was not good. Yeah, a little better. Pardon me, I'm still not the best with my shuffling, but... let's try one more. Let's see if I can get a good shuffle in here. Tell us what Cancer has cooking under the hood. That was better. Okay, so we don't want to miss this opportunity. It's looking pretty good, whatever this thing is. Remember, energy is fluid, so if this message did not resonate with you, that's fine. You know, you can always check your other signs, and yeah, you can always come back another day and see if maybe this reading makes more sense to you at that time. You know, really, this is just a reflection of how it sort of makes you think about your thoughts. Think of it like a mirror, but like a textured mirror. And sometimes that mirror is at the right reflection, or is giving you the right reflection to see what you need to see, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense to you. So, you know, you can always come back later and see what it means to you at some other point. So let's see what we have under the hood. We have the Hierophant, we have the 3 of Cups, and we have the Tower. Once again, the Tower. So again, the key idea seems to be you're probably consciously aware of the fact that if you do not make some choice, it is going to be made for you. So the 3 of Cups, that is a celebration, and the Hierophant is some sort of connection with tradition or something more structured, some sort of social structure that you are going to sort of integrate or connect with. So maybe the idea here is this opportunity is making you think that it doesn't quite fit in with the structures that you're meant to fit in with. Maybe you've been taught that you're supposed to be a certain way or do a certain thing, and that's what's holding you back from seizing on this opportunity. The 3 of Cups is usually some sort of celebration, some gathering, something emotionally positive, like a good party with friends. So maybe you are going to find yourself in some situation where you are doing a social, the socially appropriate thing, sort of interacting with your friends, and during maybe this celebration, this is when a choice is going to have to be made. Maybe some situation is going to break out. Or again, this is in the shadow deck, so maybe this is what you're afraid is going to happen. Maybe the rules that you've placed upon yourself will allow you to sort of celebrate what you have, but again, you're constantly reminded that a choice has to be made here. So let's see what we have on the bottom of the deck. We have the Ten of Wands, which is it's usually a card of burden. It's responsibilities. It's the completion of some creative project, but then in the completion becomes a new project of maintenance, and that is usually some extra burden that has to be carried. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the tower moment, the choice you have to make, the thing that's going to make you happy, the union, actually comes from letting go of something. I don't know. It's kind of it's an interesting set there. So, yeah, I would say you're in a position where you probably need to go ahead and take stock of what it is you care about, what you would like to align yourself with. Let your thoughts guide you, but let those be the thoughts that are positive and encouraging, not the negative thoughts that are telling you what you can't be. You know, the Hierophant is saying that maybe you have some desire to fit in with everyone else. Um, or maybe this is the sometimes the Hierophant is a sign of marriage. I mean, maybe you're in a position where you're trying to decide if you want to marry some person or get in a more serious relationship, and you want to celebrate the way you feel about this person. But again, there's a tower. Maybe it's the fear that if you don't act and you don't make some choice to move to the next level, then maybe it'll never happen. Maybe you're in a situation where you have some opportunity that looks really promising, and you know it could go somewhere, and yeah, you wanna celebrate it, but at the same time, if you don't jump on it, it's gonna go. But maybe what's holding you back is the Ten of Wands, is the work it's going to take to make this, whatever this decision is, whatever this thing is you're going to go after. It's going to take work to make it happen, and to maintain it. But if you stay positive, then, that's usually how you get through things. Just kind of, I don't know, stay positive. So, yeah, I don't know. Stay positive.